Schilling, the executive director of the American Principles Project, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has come under fire for some of his policies on transgender issues. What's happening?
What's happening is Governor Abbott about 2 weeks ago decided to take an action and protect kids from these gender transition surgeries and hormone treatments. He wants them investigated by his Department of Family Protective Services as potential child abuse. Frankly, the left is kind of right in a way in that we shouldn't be going after parents and taking away their children over this. Parents a lot of times can be just as much victims of this as well. What Greg Abbott needs to do and what the Texas legislature needs to do is they need to pass legislation to protect children, especially the ones who are rushed into these types of procedures. Like these are like permanently infertile procedures that you're permanently sterile, you can't have children anymore. So you have to protect those rights of children to be able to have their own families down the road by allowing those children to sue the doctors, the clinics, the big pharma companies that rush them into these sex change procedures and take that away. That's the right way here. Don't go after the families, go after the people profiting off.
And what did Governor Abbott do?
He issued an executive order that instructed his Department of Family Services to investigate when they find out about a case of a child transitioning, whether it's puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, top or bottom surgery, they get investigated for child abuse. And so it's just really treacherous waters. Child abuse claims should really be reserved for, when children are being beaten or sexually molested, stuff like that, or malnourished. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be really going after the people that are exploiting these kids, pushing the propaganda campaign. I think some people in the news media who are pushing this narrative should be held accountable and held liable. But you could also model it after the heartbeat bill, where the enforcement mechanism is a private right of action where you sue these doctors. I think that's really the best route here.
And so what happens here? He's issued the executive order, and then what can we expect?
Well, what you can expect is for the heat to get turned up on him even more. You're seeing a few cases now come out where parents are getting investigated. One actually works at the Department of Family Protective Services. And so the heat's going to turn up. And so Abbott's going to actually need a law passed. He's going to need some type of legislation passed. And I think the best way to get out of this problem, this PR nightmare, is to pass a law that empowers these kids that are being taken advantage of and their parents to go after the real bad guys, the people profiting off of this and pushing this ideology.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Christina.